Welcome back to 3 Talk, and we apologize for the break in transmission. We had a technical problem, but we're right back, and today we're talking about how to love the job that you have, and we've got 4 experts in studio who are going to be talking, giving us tips on how to love your job. But we were talking about how our attitude and our change of attitude can actually, you know, win the battle of us loving our jobs. Is that true, though, that our change of attitude can actually lead us loving our jobs even more? And maybe before you answer that, do we have bad attitudes about our jobs? Annette, yeah?
I think we have the wrong expectations of our environment, and very often we expect things that just cannot be delivered. But we have opportunities to make them happen. Well, for instance, I need to get a promotion.
Yeah.
Or I should be doing something else, and I'm busy doing that. Look for the opportunities, because they are bound. This country is ripe with opportunity. Look for the opportunity. Open yourself to the opportunity. Make something happen.
Yeah.
And more opportunity will come to you. And before you know it, you'll have that promotion. It's not that complicated. We have got the ability to drive our own fortune and to make our own careers work. But as long as I'm expecting my environment to do that for me, it's probably not going to happen.
So there's a lot of expectation. There's a lot of kind of, this is what I deserve. I deserve this. So even if you haven't really put in the work and you haven't, you know, done the degrees, you don't have to have 4, you know, 1, gain the experience, but you're kind of like entitled. This is mine. You have to give me. So, and that's a bad attitude.
It is. And I think, you know, to change that attitude would change your whole perspective on things, because instead of going into a corporate and organization and saying what can they do for me, I think you should ask yourself, what's the best that I can give to them? And in so doing, it just, you know, just instills confidence with everyone. You know, you have better relationships with people, and it's a different perspective completely. And people can feel it, they can sense it. Then if you go in somewhere and you're all crabby and you're like, I want a promotion, and you start smooching up to, you know, your boss and everything, everyone can see that. So go in, and I know the word's overutilized, but go in as authentic as you can when going into the job.
But I don't think it's overutilized, because the more authentic we become, you know, the happier you are. Because when you try and be someone else and try and emulate other people, you are really going to have a bad attitude, because you're keeping up this farce all the time, and gee, that's hard. So attitudinal change, do we have a bad attitude as workers, as South Africans?
I think it varies from person to person, but if you're looking for the environment to give you happiness and satisfaction and make you enjoy your job, it's absolutely the wrong attitude. I'm absolutely with Chichi on this, is that your happiness in your job comes from inside of you, not from outside. There are very few people who work in an abusive environment where the boss is rude or swears, or you know, they are taken complete advantage of. But a lot of us find ourselves in jobs that they're okay. But I read a book when I was young and impressionable, and it was about a janitor who found in their work huge personal satisfaction. And the whole essence of that was they did that job to the absolute best of their ability. They wanted to be the best janitor. Now, you know, it's not always about having a glamorous career and what other people think. It was that person knew the importance of clean toilets. That person knew that they got huge satisfaction in doing their job really well. And I applaud that. I think that's okay, you know, so you don't have to have this fabulous career to find inner fulfillment. You can find it in quite a simple job if you're doing that to the best of your ability. If you're not, the problem lies within. But I'm with Chichi all the way.
All right. I think Melanie's back before I speak to you, Kosi. Melanie, hi.
Hi, Noeleen.
We were talking to you, and then we got cut off. So I think you're going to have to tell us your problem or your challenge from scratch.
Noeleen, as you know, when you're over 40, well, I'm 45 this year. My children are out of the house and everything. And, you know, I've done a few things that I thought I would enjoy. I was in sales. I was in the time business at the mines. I worked at the university in admin. And I just never seemed to get that job satisfaction. But I enjoy working with people, and I love traveling. I've had the privilege to travel to a few countries, and I really, really enjoy that. But what I also done was, when I was in between these jobs, I was a background for a soapy on Binnenlanders. I
Yes.
was a nurse and I really enjoyed it. And I went for the audition for top billing, and I enjoyed that as well.
Yeah.
But you know, when you get to a certain age, you wonder, you know, is your age against you? You haven't maybe got the expertise you have for the new field or dream you're going after. And where would you say must we start? You know, you've got this passion in your heart, and you really know that.
But why can't you, Melanie? I'm going to let the experts speak, but why can't you just do it? Why are you having all these self-doubts? You know, when I turn 45, I'm going to be a model. I've decided I'm going to change careers. I'm going to be a professional model. I'm going to be on GQ magazine. What's wrong with that?
I just don't know. You know, do you make a spectacle of yourself trying to do it, or do you just follow your dream?
Are you trying to tell me something, Melanie?
No, I'm talking about...
No, I understand what you're saying, but there's a lot of self-doubt there. Chichi?
Hi, Melanie. How are you?
Hi, fine, and
Great.
you?
I think that Melanie has a really big, what we call limiting belief. And the limiting belief is that if I get to a certain age, then I can't do ABC.
Yeah.
And so obviously she has to work on getting rid of that. And that could come from childhood or whatever. But you can recreate yourself, change career, do new things until the day you die. You can be 102
I
and
agree
decide
with you 100%.
to do whatever.
Yeah.
So as long as she changes and doesn't think, you know, I'm 40, whatever. I mean, I completely changed.
And 40 is the new 30,
Is
by the way.
30, exactly.
So,
you know, just go for it, Melanie, and do things that you're passionate about. And, you know, you're one step ahead because at least she's identified
what she likes.
what she likes doing.
Yeah.
So, as you say, she just has to go out and do it.
Yeah.
And
I
of
think that's what you should do, Melanie.
There are many actors on TV, in the movies, who are 40 and above. It just means find the right market or find the right thing, activity that you can fit into of common principle between this anonymous and the previous anonymous, in that the boundaries, as Chichi was saying, the boundaries have not been set.
Yeah.
And there needs to be mutual respect in any organization, regardless of position.
Yeah.
And when that's not in place, then that needs to take precedence over work. But very often people get steamrolled just to deliver what needs to be delivered at whatever cost, and that's not okay. And so she needs to know what's acceptable for her.
Expected of her.
Absolutely. And to say yes to saying no. When she needs to put her foot down, she needs to put her foot down.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So there you go. Anonymous, put your foot down. Yes is a no. Thank you very much for your call. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back to 3 Talk. Now, I did say that Annette and Kim have written books, and in Annette's book, she talks about the 2-year itch and how to overcome that 2-year itch, just in terms of loving your job and keeping the job and being passionate about it. So there's a 2-year itch, almost like you have in a relationship.
Yes.
Well, sometimes it's a 2-week itch.
The famous 7-year itch in a marriage.
Yeah.
In the workplace, it starts to appear between 12 and 24 months. So around about the 18 months period, after the so-called romantic phase of your expectations were out there, you had expectations of each other, your employer, you yourself. It's not working out, and it starts to enter that power struggle phase that you also have in a relationship. That's a very healthy and very good phase to go through, because this is where you start to assert yourself and you start to talk about what your needs are, where you want to go, what you want to be doing. And if you're not able, it's like what Kosi was saying, if you're not in an adult-to-adult relationship with your employer, you're almost running away, and then you have that problem of, well, I'm taking myself with you, I'm going to face exactly the same problem in my next company, because there's a lesson I have to learn. If I don't learn it here, I take it with me, and I have to learn it there.
Yeah.
And that is that itch that too difficult. I can't work through this.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I don't want to. I'll move on. But there are
you're taking yourself with you.
Yes, and there are resources inside of you that you can find to resolve the struggle, to talk to your boss, to talk to your colleagues. You don't always have to resign in order to get happiness at your job.
Yeah. Because it's about you.
It is about you.
all about
really
you.
is about
It
you.
is.
Kim, you've also written a book, and you mentioned it earlier. You mentioned about how to climb the corporate ladder without selling your soul. What would selling your soul be?
For me, if you don't mind if I just share my personal experience of it, it was about getting to the top, you know, and I thought that's where I had to be, wanted to be, and I worked really hard to get to the top of the corporate world. I was eventually on the board of a listed company, and it was a fantastic job, but I wasn't inside of me. I felt empty, and it was then that I realized that I'd worked hard just to achieve this goal, and I had changed. It took me a while to get there. And so when you're in that position where you're feeling empty, and you're being honest with yourself, you know, a moment of introspection, then that's where I feel you've sold your soul. And it's not necessarily at the top. It can happen at any point in your career where you're working and you're working your heart out, and all you really want to do is be at home and nurturing your children. You've sold out. And
but are you selling out really? Because if your economic situation doesn't allow you to be at home with your little ones, you know, you kind of have to work.
I think what I'm saying is be honest with yourself about what you really want to be doing. If, you know, it's very difficult because I think in today's world, women can't just give up jobs and go and look after the children. They can't.
All.
And they also, it's extremely difficult to have it all. You can't be super businesswoman and super mum. You know, it's just too demanding. If you've got all the help in the world, maybe you can. But so it's about that honesty, saying, look, if I really want to be with my children, that's where I need to invest my time. It's okay if I put my job, my career climb on hold. And people don't give themselves permission to make changes. They think they set their path, their pattern from when they were young. Off they go. As it happened to me, I got to the top and thought, hold on, what am I doing here?
There's no
this
more.
isn't where I want to be. There's no, you know, soul fulfillment. So I'm saying, give yourself permission to say, this isn't really what I want. Practicality is I have to have an income. I'll give the best I can when I can, but so I have to maybe not work as hard as I'd like to, not climb the corporate ladder, because I do want to spend time with my children. In that honesty, you can balance your life more appropriately. And again, I say, tell your boss, tell the people around you that, you know, you really enjoy the work, you're not prepared to give it up, but at this point in your life, you need a little support to, you know, help with your family as well. But I think promising on both levels and not being able to deliver is going to destroy you.
No, it will kill you completely. We've got about 2 minutes left. Kosi, you know, just to sum up kind of your top tips on how to start loving your job again.
I think it's important to ask yourself, why am I in this job? What has gotten me into this job? Am I in this for money? In other words, am I here to take, or am I here to give? And of course, your job needs to be a give and take. But you need to find a balance between those two. And also to know that you are not your job. You are much, much bigger than your job. So you can reinvent yourself. My mother got her license at 66, for goodness sake. You know,
it's
doable.
Man. Isn't that cute?
Absolutely. It's doable. So we need to remain open in our consciousness to what we can become.
And don't put barriers.
And become work in progress all the time. We are never a finished product. So to remain open.
I like that. Chichi?
Well, you know, to know that you can grow from within, to really take an introspective look, and to know that you can develop. But also, you know, you said that it's very difficult to change your work environment. But, you know, there are little things that you can do where you can change your work environment. So for example, if you like traveling, get some postcards of different countries. I mean, if that, you know, that will make you feel happy in the moment, or get some flowers, or, you know, to improve your overall work environment. It's up to you really to make the change.
We've got about 30 seconds in it.
Communicate. Talk about, find your voice, talk about what it is that you want and need. And you'll be surprised how often you'll get it.
What if you're terrified of your boss?
Get over it. Get over it. He or she is just a human, and they want to hear from you. They really want to hear from you.
But then again, if you're scared of your boss, you need to be looking at yourself and asking why.
Exactly.
He's not going to bite you. He's not going to kill you. Guys, thank you so much. Great advice. We hope that you enjoyed today's show and that you will try a different approach before signing your resignation letter. Feel the heat. It's just 3 days to go before the 2011 ICC World Cup. Catch all the matches live on SABC 3 and Radio 2000 and get behind our boys in green and gold. Tomorrow at 15:50 on 3 Talk, Patrick Holford joins us to talk about the link between the food we eat and our moods. Be sure to tune in. Till then, have yourselves a great evening.